What is it that we, all human beings, seek in common? What's it that we seek? War, peace, food, what is it? Somebody says, I want to become a film star. Well, we're going to go to Hollywood in a couple of days to work. So, not to act. Time has passed, but not interested anyway because we are all acting our roles in this life. That's more than enough. Anyway, so what is it that somebody wants to become a businessman, somebody wants to do nothing? What is it that's the major concern? What are we looking for in this whole thing? And happiness. So at last somebody is speaking, okay? Happiness. So what kind of happiness? We are looking not only for, when you eat an ice cream, you're happy, but that's a small little happiness that here today is gone in 5 minutes, then you want something else to eat before you become happy. So, but still we are looking for happiness. Agreed. Not only happiness, we're also looking for fulfilling what we feel is incomplete. Suppose I have one car. I think if I have one more, maybe I will be happy. When I have one more, I'm not. So I look for something else. I have one wife, and I think we won't go into this subject. I already have a wife, and this might be seen there on YouTube, so let's leave it. So, what I mean to say is, human beings feel empty, not complete, not entirely empty, but not complete. So this whole process of life, without that, probably this life would have ground to a halt. Because you are satisfied, done, finished, you don't have to do anything, but we are not. The very reason that we are working constantly is that we are seeking some kind of completeness, which means we realize that we are not complete. There is an emptiness lurking somewhere around the corner. You have everything, and then there is some emptiness somewhere. So what do I do with the emptiness generally? Some people try to meditate. Some people go to the bar, where you fill yourself, the emptiness, with alcohol, and temporarily, everything is fine. Or even next day morning you're in trouble, but that's a different story. You again go back in the evening. So there is a search for happiness. There is also a search for completeness. There is a search for fulfillment. All of us, it's common. The monk who goes to the monastery is seeking fulfillment. The man who's now I'm very careful nowadays to say man and woman. So the people, let's say, the human beings who work for fulfillment, like buying real estate or having a big house, they're also trying to move towards this eternal satisfaction and expansion and happiness. It's all together actually. Now, we have a very beautiful statement that comes from the Vedas. The statement it's a mantra, sometimes used before gatherings and before rituals, before we do something religious and so on. And this sloka is Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat Purnamaduchyate, Purnasya Purnamadhaya, Purnameva Avashishyate. Now if you notice, the common word in all the 4 sentences is Purna. What is Purna? Completeness, fullness. So, the Rishi says, the source of this entire world that we live in, not only humans, animals, everything, the source, original source is actually by its very nature intrinsically Purna, complete. But this world that we live in, we find that it is not complete, we are incomplete, which is why we are looking for it. While the source is complete, at least theoretically, let's say, as a hypothesis, that suppose something is complete, the source, and we who have come from that source don't seem to be complete. We are incomplete. We are trying to fulfill it, close the gap, fill the gaps. So, why? Now the good news is the next sloka says, Purnamidam, this is also complete. But we don't see it, we see it as incomplete. So, the whole process of understanding through study, through meditation, through dialogue is how to find that completeness in us which we seem to have forgotten. And deep down the mind knows that there is something complete in its essence, which is why it's working towards that completeness and fulfillment, though the direction in which it works seems to be wrong. Hoping that if you gather things from outside, then you would become complete, but we never become complete. When we have something, we're still missing something else, so we gather that.